Welcome, mtg-portal, to episode 2 of the most powerful Magic the Gathering cards in history. If you're a fan of Burn, you've played this card at least once. Our first card in this series this evening is going to be Lightning Bolt, coming in at 1 red for an instant cast, enabling you to deal 3 damage to target creature or player. Much better than a Shock, way better than a Volcanic Hammer. Lightning Bolt was the supreme, and still is the supreme burn card. 3 damage, 1 mana, what are you going to do about it? Absolutely powerful, absolutely amazing. I love everything about this card. Restricted since 1995, I bring you Balance, coming in at 1 colorless and 1 white for a sorcery that basically balances the board. Each player chooses the number of lands that he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. Still following me? Then sacrifices the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way, i.e. balancing the board on turn 2. If your player's mana rampant like crazy and throwing down token creatures like crazy, not anymore they're not. Could you imagine if this was removed from the restricted list, comboed with Planeswalkers, just how disgusting EDH decks would be today? I love everything about Balance. Very, very powerful, highly overrated, and mostly forgotten Magic card that deserves a spot right here in this series. Our next card on this amazing journey through time is Tarmogoyf, coming in at 1 colorless and a green for a star/1+ star. Tarmogoyf's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. There is a reason why Tarmogoyf is still $180 if you have a Future Sight version, and $150, I do believe, if you pull it from Modern Masters. Twice and triple that if you pull in foil. Tarmogoyf is a ridiculous card. Personally, I do not own one. I've never pulled one. I would love to pull one. I may open a box of Modern Masters here on our channel just for the opportunity to do so. But Tarmogoyf is insane. This card runs rampant in Modern, it runs rampant in Legacy, and it destroys an EDH. Tarmogoyf, you are just a beatstick. Absolutely love this card. Next on our list, we have Swords to Plowshares, coming in at 1 white for an instant speed that enables you to exile target creature, and its controller does gain life equal to its power. Insane, insane, insane card. Almost every EDH white deck runs this card. Kalia, Sidri, Galvanic Genius. Every white EDH deck tech that you could possibly conjure and imagine is running this for control. Guarantee you Modern and Legacy are doing the same. Swords of Plowshares is one of the most powerful instants out there, removing literally anything. The only downside is that creature, is going to give their opponent an equal amount of life. Minor drawback for the power that it presents. Love this card. If we're going to talk about insane power for white, we have to do the same for blue. Brainstorm, coming in at 1 blue for instant speed, enabling you to draw 3 cards and then putting 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Okay, hold on. So you're telling me for 1 blue mana at instant speed, I draw 3, put the 2 cards I don't want on the top of my library in any order, essentially enabling a scry ability and preparing my next 2 plays. Do things get any better? Next powerful creature coming in is Deathright Shaman, coming in at a split cost of black and or green for a 1/2 elf shaman. You may tap, exile target land from a graveyard, and add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Pay a black, tapper, exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard of your choosing, and each opponent loses 2 life. Or pay a green, tapper, exile a creature card from a select graveyard of your choosing, and you gain 2 life. Are you kidding me? Deathright Shaman is insane. Every Reanimate deck or black-green deck should be running this card. Insane power for what it does. And then, of course, we have Yawgmoth's Will, coming in at 2 colorless and a black for a sorcery that enables you until end of turn to play cards from your graveyard. If a card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, however, you do exile that card instead. Basically, you can't play it twice. But Yawgmoth's Will is ridiculous. It enables you to reanimate your entire graveyard of sorceries and instants and smash your opponents, including your creatures, your enchantments, and everything else. Oh my goodness, is it amazing. And if we're going to talk about amazing cards, we have to speak about Mana Crypt. It is not a Black Lotus, it is not a Mox series, but it is still a freaking amazing artifact. Coming in at a 0 casting cost, right from your hand, tapping to add 2 colorless to your mana pool. However, the drawback is, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may flip a coin. If you lose the flip, it will deal 3 damage to you. But, ever heard of Voltaic Key? Yeah, we're not taking 3 damage, and we're going to use this bad boy all day long. I freaking love Mana Crypt. Absolutely amazing artifact. Sadly, this card is on the restricted list, but it's still freaking amazing. Tinker, coming in a 2 colorless and a blue for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast Tinker, sacrifice an artifact, i.e. think of Mana Crypt. Search your library for an artifact card and put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So let me give you a plausible scenario. I cast Tinker on turn 3. I sack my Mana Crypt, taking no damage. I search my library for a Blightsteel Colossus, an 11/11 artifact creature with Trample and Infect, and I put him on the board on turn 3. Yeah, I can understand why it's on the restricted list, but believe me, when this card was not, it was ridiculous, and it was wreaking havoc across the playing fields. You gotta give Tinker props. Tinker is ridiculous. Okay, you guys know how I like to end these videos with a bang, so we have to give props to Jace the Mind Sculptor. Coming in at 2 colorless and 2 blue for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. Most of you know what he does. For 2 loyalty, you may look at the top card of target player's library, and you may put that card on the bottom of that player's library. If that's not douchebag enough, for 0, you may draw 3 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order, i.e. scrying and setting your next 2 turns, or you may subtract 1, return target creature to its owner's hand, or you may remove 12 counters and exile all cards from target player's library, and that player shuffles his or her hand into his or her library. Okay, so basically you're telling me that Jace screws my opponents in every single way possible, plus giving me unlimited card draw and setting my deck at any point in time for infinite turns. Yeah, this Planeswalker is ridiculously powerful, and anyone who says he's not, you just have no clue what this Planeswalker can do. Jace is amazing, and he wreaks havoc across the boards in EDH. I have him in my Grixis Thraxmundar deck, and I love him. What more can I say? Thank you, mtg-portal, for watching episode 2 of the most powerful Magic the Gathering cards in history. If you have cards that you would like to see featured in this channel, do me a favor and drop that comment right down below. If you disagree with the cards that we've featured in this video, also please leave that comment down below. I'd love to have a discussion as to why. As always, thank you for being a part of our channel. Thank you for being a part of our growing, robust, and amazing gaming community. If you haven't already joined us on our Facebook blogs, right down below is a link. Make sure you click that. If you're interested in joining and helping out with patron rewards and getting involved in our program, click that link down below. And if you just like to have a great time and watch our videos, then give me a thumbs up, leave some comments down below. And as always, thank you for being a part of MTG Portal. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care, guys.